machine that executes at the highest level.
That's where we focus on billions of dollars in real estate.
The chasing business, now all of a sudden I was attracting it.
You're going to get a lot of no's before you get that first yes.
You're not doing it consistently.
You're everywhere all the time. People will take you.
You have to outproduce your problems.
It has everything to do with the mindset and the discipline.
Don't try to be making a withdrawal before you've made a deposit.
Focusing on the quality, not the quantity.
Continue to move forward and grow.
What is up, Every Agent Wins fans? Today we have another fantastic show for you. We're bringing on one of my favorite people, Mr. Mike Cuevas, video marketing dude. Mike is teaching video and killing video at a very high level. He likes to say, look at yourself as a brand. And a lot of people do not do this. They maybe brand their brokerage or they brand something else. That you need to look at yourself as a brand. He's going to be talking about how to actually start video, where to start, what videos you should start with, planning out your content, and also how to attract your avatar client. Now, this is super important because what you put out is what you get back. If you are wanting to do high-end homes, you need to act a certain way and put out a certain video. If you want to do lower-end homes or flips, then you need to put out a different type of video. So this will be how to attract your avatar client and also how to become visible. Check out this. You will love this show, and we'll be back after these messages from our sponsor.
So you're a new agent. You don't know where to start. You've done typical agent things like cold calling.
Have you ever thought of selling your home? Hello? Tom?
Hi, looking to sell your home?
And doing open houses. You're not making any progress. So you download the Bellwood Agent and you follow directions provided. You find a seller. Bellwood likes the house. Within a few days, you get an accepted contract. You show the house. Bellwood buys the house. You get paid. You relist the property once flipped. You sell the property. You get paid again. You did this with no knowledge or experience. Rinse and repeat.
Hey, Tom. Still looking to sell your home? Bellwood's buying.
What's up? What's going on, everybody? This is Ronnie, and this is the Every Agent Wins show, where we're bringing a ton of value to every real estate agent across the country. We have Mike Cuevas, real estate marketing dude here. What's going on, my friend? How are you?
What's up, man? Thank you for having me. Appreciate you guys having me on.
Oh, man. It's not as nice where I'm at, where you're at, I'm sure, in San Diego, brother.
No, well, I've only been here a couple of years, so don't feel too bad for me. I've gone through the cold winters of Chicago many times, basically my whole life, until the last 3 years. So I appreciate every minute. I don't take it for granted.
Oh, you're living life to the fullest right now, man. Chicago is freezing. I've been there once or twice, man. It is very cold.
Yeah, it is. And it's not fun.
It's not fun, man. So yeah, man, tell me a little bit about you, man. For the people that don't know you, I've been following you for a little bit. You and I both have some similar video stuff going on, and you're getting large in the video space and the real estate space. And I like the things that you're doing. You're doing some creative things and doing things different than 99% of people. Cool. Tell me a little bit about yeah, absolutely. Tell me a little bit about where you came from and how you got to this point, man.
Sure. Well, I've been a real estate agent, so I speak realtorish. It was the only job I ever had in college since 2002. And I sort of stumbled on it accidentally because my college professor told me I could make a whole lot of money, but I didn't realize the fucking grind that was going to be involved with real estate business. So when you're 22 years old, you start out, trying to generate sales, and it's very hard to sell. At that time, the average sale price was $400,000 downtown where I was working. It's very hard to sell $400,000 property to somebody when 7 days earlier you were just pouring beer on your head doing a keg stand. So the problem,
we've all been there, bro.
We've all been there, dude. And the problem was like people didn't take me like seriously up front. So as a matter of fact, it's a true story. The very first time this really hit me in the face was that a friend of mine, got 22 years old. What do 22-year-olds do on Thursdays is they go to bars and they get drunk. So we're having a burger, we're drinking some beers, and I'm sitting at a bar, and my very best friend says, "Oh man, Mike, I just referred this smoking hot realtor a $400,000 listing. Like, she's gorgeous." Now I'm like, "Really? Well, let me see a picture of her." Then I'm like, "Wait, what the fuck did you say? You forgot I was in real estate, right?" And he's like, "Oh shit, dude, I forgot." I literally paid for my bill with the credit card because it's the only money I had back then.
Right.
Financed everything. And I went home and I cried that night. No bullshit. I straight up cried. And because the reason why I was crying was because I was hustling for 6 months prior, trying to figure out sales. And the second I realized that even my best friend didn't know what the hell I did for a living, was the second I realized that, wow, no one else really knows what I do for a living either. And when you actually trace sales and where they originate from for real estate agents, it doesn't come from your damn Zillow. It doesn't come from your damn autoresponder. It's certainly not coming from the lead generation platforms that are being fed down your throat. It's coming from the relationships you have in your life to the tune of over 90%, period. Therefore, when I realized that, I knew right off the bat that where I was going to generate business was not going to be from knocking on a bunch of people's doors in the city of Chicago. You'll get pulled a shotgun in your face if you do that downtown. You do it by nurturing relationships and being everywhere all the time so that when anyone thinks about real estate, your name's automatically associated with it, period. And I realized it's a giant popularity contest. Anyone listening to this show right now has people in their office, in their market that you can't stand. You don't know why you can't stand them, but you're looking at him, you're like, what the fuck's this guy got over me? And why is he selling more houses than I am right now? Because let's be honest, real estate industry is not full of the sharpest tools in the shed. There's a reason we go into this career. And the difference between that individual that you despise right now and yourself is that they have more attention than you do. In other words, they're more popular than you are at this given day and time. And when you really look at the stats of how people generate business, 10 to 15% of people in your own network are moving this year and they don't even know it yet. And 100% of the people in your network have a referral for you. But yet here you go chasing a bunch of strangers' doors instead of just knocking on the doors of the people you already know and reminding them that you're in real estate. Correct. And that's all it ended up being. So what I realized was that I started fighting for attention. This is before the Gary V's and all attention. Fuck, that's what you call it, attention. Because then we didn't have Facebook. We didn't have video. We had direct mail. I was direct mailing my database up until the time I stopped selling real estate once a month. You know why? Because everyone gets it. And I don't care if they throw it in the trash. They physically engage with me. And every single one person on my receiving list physically engage with me each and every month. That's marketing and branding. Then we started adding video to it through video email, and BombBomb came out. Mm-hmm. Then we started adding video, social media came out. What I realized is that when you're everywhere all the time, people will take note of that. And all I cared about was that when they thought of real estate, they thought of me. Okay. That was my whole marketing plan. Whether I was having client parties 4 times a year, whether I was doing crazy shit on Facebook, or whether I was taking pictures of dogs taking dumps on carpets in $1 million homes. I created attention by doing shit no one else was doing and doing it my way. That's why I called myself Chicago Real Estate Dude, because no one else was doing it. We put a cartoon on it. So my point is, and sorry to drag this out, but the point
this is fire. You're spitting fire right now. I love it, bro.
You have to be different. Like nobody hires a real estate agent because you have a license in your pocket. That license only gives you the permission to print money and sell houses with it. But that's not why they're hiring you. They're hiring you because they fucking trust you. They like you. They personally want your advice. Your broker isn't going to do that for you. Your broker's brand is irrelevant. It doesn't matter what brokerage you're with because they're not hiring them. They're hiring you. Therefore, you have to look at yourself as a brand. But here's where it starts. You have to look at yourself as a brand. And the problem everyone has is like, well, how do I look at myself as a brand? I'm an individual. I'm not a brand Mike. I'm not a brand Mike. Well, let me put it to you in a different way. If you were to go start a taco stand in Sacramento right now, the very first thing I would encourage you to do is research which neighborhood has and sells and has the most opportunity to sell the most amount of tacos. So honestly, I would look at who buys the most amount of tacos. Chances are it's probably the college kids. And I would probably go to a college kid neighborhood where it's open till 4 a.m. because that's probably my highest likelihood of selling money tacos. I'm not going to go to the fucking 55 plus community and open up and sell tacos there because the location sucks. Right. Well, in real estate, where sales originate from are your Facebook friends, your email list, your Instagram followers, the relationships you have in life, not a bunch of strangers. And as long as you maintain attention, everyone has a network. That's why anyone could succeed in this business, because it's only the ones who typically are very social. They're outgoing. They have friends. It's an extrovert business. Doesn't mean an introvert can't do it. It just means that regardless of which one you are, they all come from the same place.
You're touching on something. You've been building these relationships for 20, 30 years already. Why wouldn't you target and pour into those people? And an analogy I always use is be a salmon, right?
every other fish stream goes downstream, right? Salmons are always going upstream. Be different. That's exactly what you said is be different, bro. It's simple.
If you're not different, you're not top of mind.
That's it.
So we be different to remain top of mind.
That's it. And you have
Because
to
if you're
evolve.
not, so here's a funny way to look at it. Maybe whoever's listening to this, just look at your market. I want you to pull up your MLS or your broker metrics and look at how many agents are in your market. If you're in South Florida, you're looking at north of 60,000 agents, which means I could walk down the street and trip over one. Literally. So what's going to make me call one or the other? Because 76% of people close with the first one they meet with. Let me say it again. 76% of people, I think it's 78 this year, actually. 78, 76, whatever the fuck it does. It's 3 out of 4. It's a lot. Close with the first person they meet with. So what should be the goal of marketing in real estate? Become the first person they meet with. Well, when someone's making the largest financial decision of their life, they're not going to do that with some dude they met on Craigslist. They're going to do that with their trusted advisor or someone they're referred to.
Exactly. And that's absolutely what is going to happen is we want to get to that point where we are that given referral, right? So, and we're talking about how do we become that person? So many people are scared of starting video, right? I know I was in the beginning. I was terrified of it. I will admit it 100%. But now I've been doing it for over 3 years. It is something I do, right? This is in my blood now, right? It's very easy for me. So where do you suggest that somebody just starts?
Well, first you have to just start. And I remember that the first time I rode a bike, I fell off. I actually ran into a fire hydrant. But I didn't stop riding bikes. I got back up on and I waited till I crashed again to cry again. Everyone starts somewhere. And the truth is no one gives a shit about you guys. The videos aren't about you. It's about how your brand relates to others. So I would feel stupid too if I had a video talking about how big of a badass I was. I've been selling for 25 years and therefore you should be doing this because I have a green blazer and no one gives a fuck.
Right. Be relatable. You have to be relatable.
It's all attention based because everyone assumes you already know what you're doing with your license. Most of us know that's not the case. There are good agents and bad agents, but we have to not look at ourselves as people in the industry. We need to put ourselves in the shoes of people looking at the industry. And when you do that, you'll realize that the general consumers and the public believe that every real estate agent offers the overall same level of service, which is not the case. That's why you guys lose a couple deals every year to little cousin Billy who just got his license. Or Aunt Susie, the part-time realtor with blue hair, hasn't sold a house in 4 or 5 years. Because blood is thicker than water. That's why, folks.
Sometimes.
So
I wanted to ask this too, because I know there's some people that are just like, I can do video. I'm going to do it. This is my 2021. I'm going to do video this year, right? I bet 100 people have told you that, right? In your space. I'm going to do video this year. This is the year, Mike. Mm-hmm. What video do they start with and where? Because I know a lot of people don't plan this. And to me, I think you need to plan it and you need to plan
100%.
Exactly who you're targeting, where you're targeting. That is going to be your video content. But where do you start? What type of video do you suggest?
So awesome question. Let's start at the beginning here. So people don't remember what you do. They remember how you do it. People don't hire you for what you do. They hire you for why you do it. Okay. So I want to take that into consideration here. There isn't a universal strategy for everybody. And just getting on video isn't a lead generation mechanism. It's a communication strategy that has the most impact. Okay.
I like that.
It's more impactful for me to send you a video than it is to send you a text message.
Very, very.
Right. So
or
what we're talking about is impact.
Message.
I'm talking about impact.
Yeah.
So when people say you have to determine what the hell your video strategy is, because there's a lot of different ways to use it. Mm-hmm. Ultimately, if I don't think about how I'm going to say things, then my longevity of my campaign will eventually run out. Let's just take this into any other form of media. Let's take up HGTV, this example I like to use. Guy Ferrari, diners, drives, and dives. Mm-hmm. Food Network. Most people have seen the show. That's a food show, okay? But that food show isn't covering French bistros and sushi restaurants. No, it's covering a niche type of food like grease pits, hangover food for dudes. And the host who's delivering that show, Guy Ferrari, looks like a dude. He's got ripped jeans. He's wearing plaid shirts, tats, earrings. that guy is not going to be the one to explain to me what a 5-star Michelin restaurant feels like. That guy is more explained doing a grease pits, right? That's his thing. That's his niche. So you have to define who the fuck you are first, because we all communicate somewhere. And if you don't believe me, go ahead and look and average the last 10 of your clients. The reason why you became beer drinking buddies or wine drinking pals, now you're getting your manis and your petties with these clients, is because you attract like people. We all do. But you have to become more attractable. So when you try to put on some front that isn't you, trust me, we all see it from a mile away. And you lack authenticity. So you have to crack your code with authenticity first. How we do that is by creating a show that represents your brand. So I like creating a show that sort of gives the whole context, the whole conformity of it. So I could create content for the audience I'm supposed to. Let me give you an example.
There you go. I love it.
So we have a guy, his name's Joe McIntosh, and he's a veteran. He was in San Diego. He just moved to Charlotte. Joe McIntosh, 95% of his business came from the veteran community. So for Joe to go out and do a bunch of videos on 55 plus living probably doesn't make sense. What makes sense for Joe is to create a show called San Diego Salute. If Joe's going to do business owners, he's doing business owner interviews on veteran-owned businesses or businesses that support veteran causes. If Joe's going to do neighborhood tours, he's doing it in the vicinity of base. He's not doing a neighborhood tour that doesn't have vicinity of base because doesn't match his brand's message.
Love it.
If he's going to do a case study, he's saluting soldiers on a job well done for realizing the American dream. He put together a buyer boot camp. People don't remember what you say, they remember how you say it. And when you start saying it your way, it's authentic. I do it every day as a dude. This is how I talk. Some guys are like, oh, these fucking swears too much. I don't like him. What a dick. Whatever. We weren't getting along anyways, dude. Sorry. That's just the truth of it. It wasn't going to work anyways. And I do that because that's my shot across the bow. I attract people just like me. I did it in real estate. I'm doing the exact same thing in real estate marketing, dude. And we're going to do the same thing in any business that you ever run because you attract like people, which is all real estate is. The agent that is talking like a military vet is more referable to the veteran community than the one that's talking about 55 plus living. Now, Joe would never run out of shit to say ever because he knows how to say it.
He's lived it.
He's lived it. That way, it's always so authentic. See, consistent communication to the same time, consistent communication to the same audience over time is how you build a brand. That audience, folks, is your database, the people you know. It's your dentist, your aunt, your uncles, and yes, even your best friends and fraternity brothers, sorority sisters, you name it, because it's the people closest to your life. They're also the biggest disappointments, but it's not their fault they didn't remember. And you're in real estate, it's your fault you didn't remind them.
That's it, man. That's it. You just hit on that one thing is your fault. It is absolutely your fault that you did not get that deal. And we all have had that aunt, uncle, grandma, best friend, like you said before. Hey, man, I didn't know you were in the business. That's your fault. 100%.
We get mad at them.
Pissed.
I've lost. I've done it, dude. Like right before I left Chicago. God, this is such a funny story. So right before I left Chicago, one of my like good friends, like one of my best friends, and then one of my other best friends who used to work for me as a short sale negotiator, got his real estate license. So we're competing on the same people, dude. Like we're fighting. I'm like, bro, get out of my shit. I built this database forever. So coincidentally, one of our mutual friends, and I sold this guy his house, and then he cheated on me with my other friend that was a real estate agent, and we just parted ways, dude. Because I was like, how the hell did you not remember? I was at your house, like our families hang out, and you hired him, man, dude. I was so close to him, he didn't even look at me as a real estate agent.
You still got to tell your friends, man. You still got to sell yourself to your friends.
You do. That's the point of the stories, like because the people closest to us are always our biggest disappointments, but it's never them, man. Because at the end of the day, people are going to refer someone something. It's just a matter of whether or not it's going to be you.
Well, that's the trick of video, right? I don't like being that guy, and I don't know if you were this way saying. I know there's many of me out there, right, that don't like going and having to sell somebody and do the hard pitch. Some people are amazing at it. I found out through the years that I'm not that great at it. I'm an attractive person. I'm trying to attract, right? By building something and then they're attracted to me in some way. They like the way I look or they like the way I do things or whatever it is, right? So there's different strategies, and that's what video does, is it's putting out who you are into the universe, and those people will therefore then come to you, and you don't have to go chase.
Correct.
Right?
This is not theory, you guys. This is mathematical. Every 5 to 7 years, people move. Like, go look at in the year of COVID more than ever, because people got sick of their houses. They decided to upgrade with the lowest interest rates ever. Mm-hmm. So all of those people reached out. The vast majority of them, statistics will show over 90% of them reach out to the first person they thought of when they thought of real estate. And then 3 out of 4 of those are the ones they close with. So it's not so much about when they move or if they move. It's a matter of when. And the sooner you start building your brand and getting on their radar, it's just a giant audience building thing. If you want more deals, double your database. Like, if you want more deals, get bigger email lists, get more friends on social media so that you can expose yourself to more opportunities, because everybody lives somewhere. This is not like any other business where I'm selling a specific product for a specific person. Everyone has a house, unless they're homeless, and they're probably not one of your candidates anyways. But because everyone has a house, do you really care if they're buying or renting? This is where it gets short-sighted. Agents tend to think that, oh, I scored because I sold them a house. It's the most short-sighted thing ever. No, dude, the average person buys 3 to 5 houses over the course of their lifetime. So you don't spike the ball by selling them that house. You spike the ball after you get their first referral after sending them that house. You spike the ball after they call you for a repeat deal after you sold them a house 4 years later. Because if you have 50 clients, you're a millionaire over time. As long as you keep the business. New customer acquisition is the most expensive form of marketing ever. Than it is by staying on top of people and staying on top of mind.
And it's hard. It's hard to go chase.
Let's give them an example that they're all going to get. You guys all have 20% off coupons sitting in your kitchen drawers from Bed Bath & Beyond. And for whatever reason, you don't throw the damn coupon away. Why? Because there's 20% off. So in your mind, you have some sort of value to it. What you don't know is they offer that to everybody. But they keep sending you the coupons in direct mail. Why? So you don't forget about them. Secondly, is you get the same damn coupons on your emails. So when you go to Bed Bath & Beyond, no one ever brings the direct mail coupon. You scan your email for the same one, and then you use that. When you're at the register, they'll say, do you want me to email you your receipt? The second you say yes, you get knocked in as a custom audience on Facebook, and that's why the towels start following you around the internet. What Bed Bath & Beyond is doing is the same thing Zappos did in virtually every business. They realized that they drive more sales, marketing and staying in front of past customers than by acquiring new ones. Okay?
That is beautiful right there, that analogy. I love that.
Look at real estate. Like Zillow lead generation, to really do damage on Zillow. How much? I've had these people on my show, fucking 20 grand a month, 50 grand a month.
That's like a minimum.
A minimum.
To crush it.
To crush
20 grand a reel. 20 grand a month.
Spend $1,000 a month on your database and watch what happens. Whether in the form of gift, whether in the form of running ads to them, whether in the form of whatever. And I will guarantee you will outperform dollar per dollar by a lot than lead generation.
Tenfold. It'll be tenfold.
Yeah, but Ronnie, lead generation is so sexy because I just heard about the super duper autoresponder that just got released. It's the latest software and it's got a whole backend system, and people can sign up for property alerts on my site. Oh, and then I could send this drip automail campaign. And then I'm going to do this. Folks, less than 9% of business, period. You're going to go through all of that before you do what I just told you. Because you have a bunch of gurus breathing down your neck, telling you that this is a business, a sales-based business, and it's not. It's a relationship-based service business. You're in the hospitality industry. You're not in sales. Hospitality. That's the positioning going forward, and that's why brand is everything.
Dude, crushing it. Let's go, baby. Let's go. All right, so they've shot the video. They know who their target audience is. How do they become visible in your... I know that it is multi-level, right? I mean, it's from everywhere. But how do you suggest, what's your plan for them to become visible?
Sure. Shooting the content, creating the content's half the battle, but then getting it seen as the other. Mm-hmm. So it all really depends on strategy. So there's different ways to do this. But regardless of the strategy, it's my advice that I don't care what type of video you shoot. Like if you're shooting closing costs or you're shooting a Christmas video with you and your team doing the elf dance, I don't care what the video is. I care that the video first gets showered and farmed to your database via video email, via multiple channels that you're already on. Then you could upload it to your business page, and then you could run ads to your database, which is what I highly, 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 highly suggest. And then you multi-purpose it for lead generation in that order. The second you start creating videos for lead generation, your mindset will remove from personal branding and you'll forget why you started in the first place.
And you're a salesman.
And you're a salesperson.
Turns off 90% of people.
100%. So you have to, I create videos for my database first, my audience. That's just my mindset. Then I multi-purpose them to YouTube. Then I'll optimize them for rank. Some videos will get views and they'll create money. Others will not. Right? Then I'll multi-purpose them on my website for rank and for conversion. So people don't realize that you'll use this content down the road and you become more marketable and more referable the more content you have, which is why you need to multi-purpose it. So let's ask everyone an honest question. Would you hire you off your website? Probably not. 9 out of 10.
Nope.
9 out of all you guys are saying no. There's zero personality. Well, would you hire someone off a website you can't even picture their damn face when they're making the biggest financial investment of your life? I have a video on every page of my site, not to, I want to teach and educate, but it's more so people can see how we roll. Mm-hmm. Video is the only form that it's the only way you get face-to-face 24/7 without being face-to-face. And people look at your guys' own viewing habits. I want you to think about the last vacation you booked. Think about the last couch you bought. Think about the last big purchase you made. What was your habits before you made the purchase? If I went to book a vacation on a website that had 0 reviews, I'm sorry, I'm not booking that vacation. And neither are you.
That's interesting. Yeah. It's all psychological. It's so psychological.
100%. So imagine an agent that's doing 2 videos a month. After 12 months, you have 24 videos on your YouTube channel, 24 videos on your website. I'm sorry, you're just going to convert more leads because you're becoming more marketable. Your brand has become more marketable. And the consumers generally believe you're way more legit with content than the one who has none.
Well, they're not leads.
Yep.
They're not leads anymore. They're clients.
100%.
Right? I mean, that's the difference between video and not video. And I've taught this to many people is when somebody already knows you, likes you, and trusts you and reaches out to you, they are a client, not a lead.
100%. Do you think
that's what changes it?
Think Josh Allman goes through his listing presentation?
I don't even know who that is.
$1 million agent in LA.
Oh, that guy. Yeah.
You think?
Yeah. He's probably like, they're probably like, you're a celebrity. We'll absolutely give you 6-7%.
They don't ask them for list. Most top producers don't have a listing presentation. You ever notice? If you ever actually talk to a top producer, ask them, how many of you guys actually use the listing presentation? Very rarely. Maybe if they're dealing with an analytical, they might, like an attorney type.
Right.
But overall, most of them are just having a conversation. And the truth is that you're already hired before you show up 90% of the time. It's just the formality of meeting you.
Because they're an influencer. Mm-hmm. That's it. They've positioned themselves to be an influencer.
Correct. If you have like a whole seller series on your site and you're going to a listing presentation and you send that to the client before, and even if you go up to someone else, sorry, you look a lot more legit than someone else. Just because you have all this content, at least that's what the consumers think. So multi-purposing your content for long-term, because some videos will be the gift that keeps on giving. Some videos won't get any views, but it doesn't matter. It matters you stay consistent.
That's it, man. Once a week, twice a month, whatever it is, be consistent. Even if it's once a month, do once a month, every month on the same day at the same time, and position yourself like a TV show does, right? Totally. A TV show, we all knew when Game of Thrones was coming on because it was the top rated show in the whole world, right? It was coming on a certain day, a certain time, and we all were happy to sit down on the couch and watch it during that time.
Yep.
That's it.
And video too is modern day prospecting, I believe. We used to be trained in agents in general. Most salespeople are trained to prospect. Well, I look at content creation as modern day prospecting because instead of us picking up a phone book and calling a bunch of random strangers, now we're just creating content during that same time. See, what time blocking has not changed. What's changed is what we do during it.
It's more fun too. It's not as, you're not getting rejected every 2 seconds. You're 90% rejection when you could just put out a video and they come to you. It's amazing. So what are you seeing ROI on videos? And then a 2-part question is how are you seeing the best way to track this?
It's impossible to track. You'll be impossible to track. The same way you found me, I have no idea what video made you do that, but there's probably one that stuck out a little bit more than others that made you reach out to me and say, hey, Mike, do you want to do this show? I'll never be able to track it. And you probably don't even know what the answer to that is. And what we know is that some videos, like, don't get me wrong, if you get a viral video, some videos people will remember for 2 or 3 years, but the majority of people in the industry aren't going to be staffed or adequated or even have the personality to create one of those. So it doesn't mean video is not for you. It just means you got to be consistent with whatever you do and fit it to your strategy. But you'll never track it. You'll just know it's working because you'll be in a grocery store and be like, hey, I saw your content. You'll get DMs. Hey, that was a cool video. And sometimes you might only have a view as 21 views. I've had a video of 21 views before. And guess what? One of those 21 views turned into a sale.
I think that's a good point, though, is it doesn't matter about how many views you're getting. And it's nice to get that. And it's a pride booster or whatever.
It's an ego filler.
But it's an ego filler. But it doesn't matter about that. It matters that you're consistent and they're seeing you.
Yeah.
They're consistently seeing you.
The only time an ROI on video doesn't work is when people don't like you. So I'll go through it. Let's do it from a database perspective. I like to measure the ROI based upon database. And then anything else I get from a YouTube channel or from my website or for some other form on how I secondary use that video as cherry on top, extra bonus, right? That's the way I like to have my mindset with this stuff for this reason. And the question is for you guys to ask. So just do the math. If you guys are going to, first you commit to X amount of videos per month, 1 or 2. My recommendation is 2 if you're just doing database marketing. It's all you need. You don't need more than that. If you're just trying to build database and build a brand. Someone who is going to have 2 videos a month, if you push those videos for the next 12 months, 2 a month on all your Facebook channels, personal and business, your Instagram following, you video email them to your database, you post them all to your YouTube account, you put them all on your website, and just do it for 12 months. It'd be 24 pieces of content a year. Let's just say that number, I don't know what people are paying for their video services, but I know what our number is. That would cost you about $7,300 a year. If you cannot turn a positive ROI on this, you're in the wrong damn business. Because in most markets, that's one fucking sale. And if you can only generate 1 sale for over a year's of content, bro, you are not going to make it. You're in the wrong business. Stop right now and go work for corporate America. Because the only time this doesn't work is when people don't like you. I swear to the Lord on that. Promise you.
That's so good, man. That's so good. And you keep hitting on it. It's consistent, man. You got to be consistent. You have to stay at it because you may not get something the first 3 to 10 videos. You may not get any money off of it, but it's 11, 12, 13 where you're crushing sales. So, I mean, that's the consistency factor of it.
So, yeah, actually, we see a direct correlation with that. Newer agents that are new, you're going to have to tell. Dan Kennedy said this once, very famously. He's a big direct response marketing guy before he passed. Yeah, he passed away, but he says you have to tell someone 6 or 7 times what you do before they'll remember it. And it's absolutely true. It gets done faster on video because of its impact. A video is more impactful on the brain than an image. An image is more impactful on the brain than just text. So we're talking about impact through communication, really. Mm-hmm. And video is just the most impactful, most memorable way to communicate. That's why we say become a local celebrity, because that's essentially what it does. The other thing people like to do is they like to say, oh, I need to put my video in front of 3,000 people every single time. No, you don't. You can put them in front of 300. As a matter of fact, that's what most do. Those 300 people, the right 300. Out of those 300 people, it's not always, people always look at the size. It's not about the size, because if I have 300 people in my network, we'll just do the math on what's going to happen with that 300 people. Out of those 300 people, 10 to 15% of them are going to be moving this year. Okay, there's 30 to 45 sales right there. People are going to be moving. That's a stat. That's mathematical. It's not theory. So I want to recoup all of that business. That's not the primary reason why I'm marketing my database to begin with, although that's nice. I'm marketing them primarily because all 300 of them have a referral for me. And if I just so happen to get their byproduct business or direct business of that, that's a cherry on top.
Mm-hmm.
The average agent can only do 12 sides a year. Most of you guys are trying to market it to pick up 100 deals a month. You guys are generating 500 leads. The truth is, if even half of those converted, you wouldn't even be able to service them. If 5% of them converted, you wouldn't be able to service them.
You'd be a shitty realtor.
You'd be horrible.
You'd have to expand so fast that you wouldn't even know what's going on in your business.
That's why it always provides a powerful ROI. Everyone has a network. And it's just within that network that you start with. And the bigger the network is, the more opportunities you're going to grow. So, and I'm not saying lead generation doesn't work. I think everyone should have some sort of lead generation system, but I think that comes secondary for an agent or lender because, dude, this is what keeps you in business, regardless of the market. We have a guy in Denver. He's a mortgage broker. And we proved the whole case with him. He's a mortgage broker. Mortgage brokers traditionally across the United States, we work with a lot of them, but traditionally 95% of their closings are dependent upon realtor referrals across the board. Bob, on the other hand, 0% of his own business comes from realtor referrals. Maybe 5%. Okay. Wow. Bob built his own brand as a mortgage broker doing the same shit we're talking about right here. Whereas he's handing deals to real estate agents, not being dependent upon them. When you're dependent upon your own lead generation or sources of business, you're a house of cards waiting to fail. Just like what happened with all you guys thinking about Realtor.com this year, that you guys fell on your face. Zillow, when they went, or Op City, when that came in, all the people waiting on lead generation from these portal sites, your guys' business is the most fragile it's ever been. I am not going to do that. I'm not going to build a business based upon a house of cards I don't control.
Interesting. You got to go out and go get it, right? You got to go get it.
You have a database. We all do. We all have a network. And if someone's not marketing them, you're not marketing them, someone else is.
I love it, man. Well, I'm learning a lot about you, and I love what you're doing, brother. Tell me if you could tell somebody on this show watching, who should they go follow that could potentially change their life today or change their life in the future?
Jesus Christ. I don't believe in idols. I have one. I just said what his name is. And when I turned my life to Christ, my whole life switched. So I only follow one person. That's it. I don't idolize anyone else beyond that. If you want to follow some good content creators, everyone has a different style, I guess. But I would go after, I like the Gary Vee stuff. I like anybody that's doing things just way differently. Because at the end of the day, that's what stands out. Exactly. So to be honest with you, I don't have like a person that I fucking have I fanboy about. I don't follow them. I don't even listen to podcasts.
I like that you say that though. So find somebody that influences you and put your why in perspective and stick to that, right?
It doesn't have to be real estate.
It doesn't have to be a person.
It doesn't be a person. It could be Grant Cardone. Maybe you like learning about multifamily investing. Like you have to pick what your personal, because really what you want to do is follow their cadence. I had a client call today and she's like, I want to be like her when I grow up. This is a realtor talking about another realtor in her own market. No, this is a realtor talking about her own realtor in her own market.
That's funny.
Idolizing her own realtor. She goes, I love her videos. I just want to be like her when I grow up.
You can do it.
Yeah, you just got to do it. And then you'll have someone else saying the same thing about you.
100%. Well, man, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. But before we leave, if somebody wants to contact you or talk to you about video or getting into the video space, how can they get a hold of you, brother?
Yes, sir. You guys can visit my website, realestatemarketingdude.com. We script, edit, and distribute videos, but we also coach people if they have their own crew, and we sell all of our training as well, including our scripts. So we're just a one-stop shop with video, whether we're teaching you how to do it on your own or we're doing it for you. But there's only one place you could do this at. And I speak the language realtorish, so it's easy for me to stay in this lane with our content creation. So check out our podcast, blog. If you guys just want to learn a lot, I have a ton of content on my site, free training, paid training, anything and above. I'm confident you'll get a lot out of it. So go ahead and visit that. And if you have any questions, you can reach out to me from there.
Mike Cuevas, thank you, brother. I appreciate you, man.
Thank you, dude.
Adios, brother.